Welcome to the Bucks County Community College Baking and Pastry Arts Podcast. I am Chef John Angeline. Today in the Bake Shop, I will be talking about 3 cake mixing methods: the creaming, sponge, and 2-stage method. Let's go over the procedures. The creaming method gets its name from the mixing of fat and sugar at the beginning of the procedure. Here are the steps you should follow for the creaming method. Number 1. Scale ingredients accurately. Weigh dry ingredients and fat on a scale. Measure liquids by volume. Number 2. Place the fat, which can be butter, shortening, or margarine, into the mixer bowl. With the paddle attachment, beat the fat at low speed until it is smooth. Number 3. Add the sugar and cream the fat and sugar together until the mixture is lighter in consistency. This will take about 5 to 8 minutes. Throughout the creaming method process, you should stop the mixer, lower the bowl, and scrape down the paddle and bowl to ensure even mixing. Number 4. After creaming the fat and sugar together, the eggs are added. The eggs are added a little at a time, letting them absorb before adding more. Continue until all the eggs are added. Stop and scrape down the bowl and paddle. Number 5. On low speed, the remaining dry ingredients are added, alternating with the remaining liquids. The remaining dry ingredients should be sifted together. They are the flour, salt, baking powder and/or baking soda, and cocoa if making a chocolate cake. The remaining liquids are the milk and flavorings such as vanilla extract. The dry and liquid ingredients are added alternately, 4 additions of dry separated by 3 of liquid. Start by adding 1/4 of the dry and then 1/3 of the liquid. Alternate dry and liquid, ending with the dry. The reason for alternating the dry and liquids is that the batter may not absorb all of the liquid unless some of the dry ingredients are present. When you have finished adding ingredients and the batter is smooth, stop mixing. Any continued mixing will toughen the texture of the baked cake. The next cake mixing procedure is called the sponge, foaming, or genoise method. It's used for sponge cakes or genoise. The sponge method uses these steps. 1. Scale ingredients accurately. Weigh dry ingredients and fats on a scale. Measure liquids by volume. 2. Combine the eggs, sugar, and liquid flavoring in a mixer bowl. Warm this mixture over a water bath or direct heat to a temperature of about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. You warm up this mixture so that it will whip to greater volume. 3. With the whip attachment on a mixer, beat the egg mixture on high speed for about 7 to 8 minutes. You're whipping the eggs to what is known as the ribbon stage. You can identify the ribbon stage of an egg foam when you lift the whip out of the foam and the batter falls back into the bowl in what looks like a ribbon. After whipping for about 7 to 8 minutes, turn the mixer down to medium speed for an additional 5 minutes of mixing. This additional 5 minutes of mixing has a stabilizing effect on the egg foam. 4. While the eggs are whipping, sift the remaining dry ingredients and melt the butter if used. The butter must be at about 110 degrees when it is added to the batter. 5. When the eggs are done whipping, add the flour all at once and fold in quickly and carefully. Try not to deflate the batter. 6. If melted butter is in the formula, fold it in now. Fold in fully, once again being careful not to deflate the batter. 7. Pan and bake the batter without delay. Any delay will cause the batter to deflate, which will yield a baked cake that is lower in volume and heavier in texture. The third mixing procedure is called the two-stage method. The two-stage method of mixing was developed to be used in cakes that are made with shortening. Two-stage method cakes contain a high percentage of sugar and a high percentage of liquid. This mixing method is a little simpler than the creaming method, and it produces a smooth batter that bakes into a fine-grained, moist cake. It gets its name because the liquids are added in two stages. The first step in making two-stage cakes is blending the flour and other dry ingredients with the shortening. When this mixture is smooth, the liquids, including the eggs, are added in stages. Throughout the procedure, it is important to follow two rules. 1. Mix at low speed and use the correct mixing times. This is important to develop the proper cake texture. 2. Stop the machine and scrape down the sides of the bowl frequently during mixing. This is important to develop a smooth, well-mixed batter. The two-stage procedure is as follows. Number 1. Scale ingredients accurately and have all ingredients, including the milk, at room temperature. 2. Sift the following ingredients together: flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and cocoa if it is used in the formula. Add those sifted ingredients to the mixer bowl. 3. Add the shortening. With the paddle, and at low speed, mix for 2 minutes. Stop the mixer, scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl and the paddle. Mix for 2 more minutes at low speed. 4. Add the remaining dry ingredient, which is the sugar. Add the first measure of milk. Mix at low speed for 3 to 5 minutes. Remember to stop and scrape the bowl and paddle. 5. Combine the remaining liquids, which are the eggs, the second measure of milk, and the vanilla. Add this mixture in 3 parts. After each part, stop and scrape down the bowl and paddle. This last mixing stage should take about a total of 5 minutes. When the batter is smooth, stop mixing. Pan and bake the batter. So those are the 3 cake mixing methods we will be using in the kitchen lab. Remember that consistently following the correct procedure will lead to consistent results. I am Chef John Angeline. Thanks for listening to the Bucks County Community College Baking and Pastry Arts Podcast.